I want to run the fade back with the girl who knocked me out, dude.
You got faded by a chick?
But she was a big I came out of the bar ready to go home, and her and this white boy run up. They're like, "You think I look like Dr. Beaker?" And she jumped through the fucking window and Superman punched me. Just mink, 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 mink.
And she was a big
Yeah.
She jumped through the window?
Yeah, dude. Next day I woke up with a concussion. Got me good, dude.
Damn.
You're now rocking with the funny truth, because it's better with a laugh. The truth is more appealing when it puts you on your ass. Keep it real, I will make it slap with the real. I feel like everybody got a cap, and I'm finna reveal it through a joke. The humor is the way that I provoke. It's the only way to get you to promote. So here we go. We getting serious now. It's the truth, but you know we gotta give you a smile. You know we gotta do that now. Stick around, and we gon' make you laugh out loud. Stick around, and we gon' make you laugh out loud. You're now rocking with the funny truth.
I used to live on Worldstar fight comps. Did you ever watch those?
Yeah, of course.
Dude, there was one on there that was like two gay dudes brawling at gay club in DC. And dude, it was the funniest fucking fight ever, bro.
I bet.
You are listening. I'm gonna show you why. I'm going to show you why. Ooh. Now what? Bitch, what's that? Bitch, what's that? Bitch, what's that? Stop! What's up? For real, bitch, Tony! Give me a motherfucking chance. Give me a motherfucking. What's that? What's that? What's that? Savage man. Let us check your man. Bitch, back up. Bitch, back up. Bring up your ass outside. Bring up your ass outside. Bring up your ass. Stop. Listen, y'all stop. Damn, come on, man. Stop. I'm about to fuck the door. Listen, I can't.
That's a cat fight.
Oh, it was so good.
I haven't been on Worldstar in a minute, but I've been heavy on the Streetbeefs.
Oh, what are those?
You've never seen Streetbeefs? It's just like it's like the generic version of the Kimbo Slice shit. Like back
Yeah, they're like
brawling.
fight compilations, like really, huh?
There was this one where this dude, he was fighting a chick. I can't remember what he said before. He was trying to be like all inspirational. It might have been his ex or something. Like they were strapping it out. And bro, she f***ed this dude up.
Really?
Bro. This dude got knocked the fuck out by this lady.
How was she built?
They were like hillbillies.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, hillbilly whites.
Oh, yeah, dude. I want to run the fade back with the girl who knocked me out, dude.
You got faded by a chick?
Yeah, at Gracie's.
Who?
I just, dude, this black girl, I feel like she gets bigger every time I tell the story, but she was a big.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say, but
That's a hate crime, bro.
yeah, on me, dude. She
On you?
yeah. Depends what city you're in, dude. Like people be like, good, he deserves it. I didn't fucking say a word. She comes in, and Noah Flores said like, you look like Dr. Beaker from the Muppets.
No good story starts with Noah Flores.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's where I learned.
No
right?
good ending of a story starts with
right.
Noah Flores.
But he said that, and I was just laughing, dude. I was like, that's pretty funny because like I was.
So he said that, and she knocked you out?
Well, yes, a couple hours later, yeah. I'm walking out fucked up.
Couple hours later? Like,
Yeah, no, we're coming out of
slow burn?
We're coming out of the bar. Yeah, we're coming out of the bar fucked. It was premeditated. I came out of the bar fucked up, like ready to go home, and her and this white boy run up. They're like, "Oh yeah, you think shit funny? You think I look like Dr. Beaker? You think shit funny?" I was like,
Oh, she called him back up?
"Yeah," and I was just like, bro, I just want to go home. Like, leave me the fuck alone. I didn't fucking say anything to you. And then, you know, like especially black girls when they just be yapping. They were like hanging on the car, like he like gives you a headache, dude.
Yeah.
And she was just yapping, and I was just like, always got to be a victim, huh? And she jumped through the window and Superman punched me. Just mink, 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 mink.
And she was a big bitch?
Yeah.
She jumped through the
Yeah,
window?
dude. Yeah. Like it was
How
like
big?
honest. Oh, dude, I was fucked up, man. But she was not like.
Remember the part of the story where he said he didn't say a word?
Yeah.
He's like,
That-
always
yeah.
playing a victim.
Yeah.
God.
You act like she just jumped you. Like
Yeah, but like she was waiting, just like a pit bull, just
That's
waiting.
all. Yeah, that's all she needed.
Yeah.
And of course, like man, I'm a sucker for like if you throw me a lob, like
For a punch.
Yeah.
It's like, literally, that's a real punchline. That's yeah, but I just thought that was stupid. But I was like, no, she deserves it. She deserves to get beat up.
So wait. So she beat your ass?
Yeah, I didn't. I was in the car, but yeah.
Oh, so you was in the car?
I was sitting in the car and she jumped
Getting
through
rocked.
and like
Okay.
I was laughing.
I'm trying.
It's like you've been knocked out and then knocked back conscious.
No.
That's what happened. That's what happened because I was pushing her out of the car and I was like laughing about it. I was like, "What the fuck was that, dude?" And like my face was like bleeding and shit. I was like, "Damn!" The next day I woke up with a concussion. I was like, "She got me good, dude." That's physics.
Damn.
My chin wasn't down.
She got you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nuts. No floors to even have your back. That's crazy.
No,
No way.
I was,
Imagine that.
and then yeah, I got punched like 3 times last year.
You getting all punched by women?
One was a guy, but might as well be a woman because the 2 women hit harder than he did.
Damn.
Yeah.
Just a real punchable face on this guy.
Yeah, I can see it. I feel like hitting him right now.
Imagine.
Just start beating his ass like that. No jumper interview.
Hey, what's up, nigga? Watch out, we ain't doing that here. Anybody watch out.
I sent Reece this meme one time because you have like your people you send all this shit to like within like you got like a MySpace top 8 of like your people you
Yeah.
send memes to. But then like when you see one that's like, this is for one specific person. He sent me something about there's some gay shit. And he's like, "This you?" And I was like, "Motherfucker, all right."
I wish I remember. It's probably somebody
it
I
was
look
so
like.
funny.
I don't even remember, but I
It
was
was
like,
somebody that looked like him because he sent it to me too. He's like, "This fucked me up."
I said, yeah. So I sent him one. It was like, tag someone that you send this to someone that you would beat 1-on-1. It was like a basketball video. He was
I'm
like,
waiting.
yeah.
Whenever. Whoever want it, come get it. At Reece Muniz, East Porter, 19th and Northern. Come find me.
Has any of those basketball games ever ended without a fight?
No.
Right, like
No.
Don't even care what the score is at that point.
I've been in a few of those with the homies, bro.
yeah, dude. As like when I was hooping, I try to stay away from places like that because I'm like, when you play in those, like those guys got nothing to lose, and they're gonna
They live for that, bro.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
and like they're going home at 32. Like, bro, if I sprain my ankle at 32, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
you gonna have to call off work.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I never understood that as a kid, like playing with like adults, and then he'd be like, "Oh, boo, chill. Like I got work in the morning," and then now I'm like, "Oh shit, like yeah, I got work in the morning."
Yeah, everybody coming off an 8-hour shift, coming to hoop.
Yeah, dude. And there's like always the football guy in there that's like,
That's why they're always
Nothing
so,
easy.
They're always so tight on the score.
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
they gotta get back to the kids and shit. They can't just be hooping all day.
Yeah, if you ever like hoop with like a NBA level guy, like if he came to Esporta and played, like there might be people that play better than him because he's not trying. I'm just not trying to get hurt.
You gotta go to Esporta, but you gotta like it's gotta be your like plan to hoop. You know what I mean? Because when you go hoop, it's all like, especially like places like that, it's like 3 hours, bro.
Oh yeah, the biggest lie is that you're gonna go just shoot around for a little bit and then go
Yeah.
lift. Like, yeah, you're not doing that.
Everybody's next.
Yeah.
Everybody's
dude.
next.
And there's one court. Yeah, that's tough, dude. And then one loss like that does hurt because
And then another 3 hours on the side.
For sure.
you could
bro.
go donate plasma and come back and you still be waiting.
Bro, one time I was waiting, and we had a couple people waiting, so we got together and got 5, and then we waited like an hour. This game took forever, and so finally we go on, and then I guess like
Was it a girls' game?
no,
Oh,
might as well have been, bro. They were playing like trash.
yeah.
And then so finally, I guess this fool's homies, 4 of them pull up. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't need y'all no more. You know, I got my
No
squad."
way.
And I was just like, "Bro, what?" I was like, "There's no f***ing way you running."
There's no way. Like,
And
Yeah,
then
that's-
after that, it's like I'm not even I'm not gonna argue, because now I'm gonna be here for an hour arguing.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just gonna go.
I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah,
This is
I'm going.
bull.
Yeah, you can have it.
Pretty much, dude. You know what would fix all that is like having like a clock. Like, hey, you either get to 21
Nah.
or you got 10 minutes.
They did that. They were doing that at fucking Rio Salado Esporter, bro. Some dude brought in the clock.
Yeah, dude. Like, but you know what?
You had enough.
You know
Bro,
why?
for
'Cause
real.
He's trying to keep the score close because he really trying to hit a buzzer beater because he never hit one before.
Yeah, because they're still playing the 15, but then they also had a I think maybe a 15-minute clock. going. Bro, but it's not, I don't remember if he was calling like timeouts or stopping for like commercials.
Bro.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it ran the whole 15 minutes.
Timeout.
Hold on, let me get my clipboard.
At least there's like no arguing about the score. That takes fucking.
Oh yeah, people will cheat the score too. Like those, like there's always a guy calling out the score, and how the hell you get 7 points?
Yeah.
You got to stop and count up all the points.
It's like, no, he scored, then after that bucket, it's like,
Yeah.
nah.
I played in that rec league with all the homies.
Oh, dude, they suck, man.
They're trash.
I think they brought me in thinking like, bro, we got someone, bro.
I heard you was popping half court shots at one point, bro.
That's what I heard
Just
too.
chucking up shit.
the fact that people are talking about it lets me know, dude. Yeah, the first game back, I realized I hadn't done cardio in like 8 years.
Yeah.
I'm not fat, but like,
Bro,
Felt like
David would always bring the homie Quinn to come hoop with us, but he does every time he plays, he throws up, bro. The first rec game we had,
Yeah.
he played like 3 minutes and like ran off the court throwing up.
that's me. That was
That's
me. I
you?
did that.
That's
dude.
what happened with him too.
Yeah.
Someone was like, yeah, he ran out the court at one point.
So, but yeah, I think.
But you was a hooper. How do you not have the?
I told you, dude. Cardio's different, man. I've been treating my body like shit since I'm done with it.
Just smoking hella vapes or what?
No, drink a lot, fucking just, and I don't know, take 8 years off of no running, see what
Yeah.
happens.
That's
And
true,
basketball
I guess.
conditioning is its own thing. Like I think
But I feel like once you run like one game of fives, like you kind of like back in.
by after the first week, I was fine. I
Mm.
was back in it, but yeah, it's pretty brutal. It's like fuck, and I've never thrown up from running, so
So what was like the stat line when you was in the
awful,
rec-
man, awful. I was like awful, dude, because I was like a really good 3-point shooter. That's what I did, and then I played good defense, good team guy, not a superstar, but like could play with really good people, but always roll. And I was just really good 3-point shooter. I probably shot 2 for 30 in that league from 3, and these were wide open like high school line threes. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's sometimes harder to shoot them closer, dude. Like
Yeah.
farther back is easier. I
Yeah.
didn't realize I was a step past half court, but it's a small little court. You know, you just pull
Yeah.
it. But like that muscle hasn't been working
What do
either.
you think that line meant?
Man, I got pissed. I started showing up, warming up, stretching before. Like I gotta get loose.
Played worse.
Yeah, but it's hard too when you're not. I think playing competitively, like when you're not. I'm not going. What am I playing for anymore? I'm not
Yeah.
playing for anything. There's no scholarship. There's no high competition. It's like I'm just hoping to get out of here without. I think my favorite memory was this dude on the other team was cooking us, and I started chirping at him, like, and he ended up getting ejected. And that was like probably my favorite.
Yeah.
He's like, because I said something. He's like, this guy fucking comedian. I was like, oh, actually.
Yeah, start plugging your dates.
Yeah, I was like, I know this is all you look forward to after your shift at the warehouse.
You're
And
like,
he's
I'll be
just-
at Tempe Tavern on Tuesday. Come see me.
Headlining.
I've seen new comedians do that. Like when they do their first show, they start posting all their dates already. Like,
I did that.
yeah. You're like, yeah.
Made a promo for the open mic, man.
Okay, yeah. Let me ask you about that. When was the first time you did stand up? What was the environment?
Oh man, it was terrible. I fucking
Really?
My first time doing stand up, I was working at waste management, a little desk job. I was just like, fucking, let me go see what's up. And
Yeah.
I went to Bogies, and it wasn't like how it is now.
It's a good mic.
Yeah, it's good now.
Yeah.
But the first time I did it, they only did it for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And one of the weeks was the week I went, and I never like studied the art of stand up. I was just trying to
be
be funny off the top of my head. I didn't know people
Right.
wrote jokes and shit.
Oh yeah.
So I go up there, and then like I've never like been one to just public speak like off the top of my head.
Yes.
Like I ain't never done that shit before. So I go up there, I'm trying to tell some jokes, and I'm just bombing, bro. I'm bombing so hard that this black dude at the bar was like, "Boo, you suck, bro. You boring, bro. Boo." And then it was even worse because now I'm getting like pity shit from the front row. He's like, "No, keep going, keep going."
Oh
keep
yeah.
going,
Yeah, dude.
It's
That.
okay, baby.
Yeah, I was just like, man, that's my time. I'm gone. And then I don't know, just kept going, got better.
So
just
yeah.
kept
So you
writing.
ate shit. What? Do you remember what you were thinking like after that? Like, was it like? So I think when I had my first big bomb, I was like, it motivated me to get better. Like I was like,
Yeah,
that's a
for sure.
reflection of me not putting as much time into this.
Yeah, thinking shit's sweet. Mm-hmm. But once you start doing it and you bomb, you like want to tell somebody.
Yeah.
You just want to bitch to somebody.
Yeah, dude.
So like that was like the first time I went over to the homies. I almost felt like I was gonna tell them I was pregnant or something. You know what I mean?
It was like a solemn
Yeah, I was like,
energy.
man, I gotta tell y'all something, man. I did an open mic, bro. But they was cool about it. They were like supportive. So then I was like, oh, the homies don't give a fuck. So let me just write some jokes.
When you think about it, like think about where you were at that level before you even started, like just getting up on stage for people is like, I finally did it. It could be a bucket list thing to somebody. Because that's another thing, like public speaking is like so funny to me, especially at open mic, is there's all these people that are super introverted fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you want to get a microphone and start speaking in front of people and talk about cum.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Some people just want to be heard, bro.
Yeah, and that's the chance. And so,
Yeah.
But yeah, public speaking, like there's a
But not just public speaking. It's like you trying to make somebody laugh, bro.
right.
That
It's
shit-
at the highest level of
Yeah.
that. Like people who are public speakers, like motivational speakers or business speakers, they will take a comedy class just to learn little basics about being funny.
Yeah.
Because if you can take a 1 hour conference, it's like, and throw some jokes in there.
Yeah.
My dad was telling me, because my dad, he like got his doctorates from USC, and he went back there for like some conference. And there's all these like people that probably have that, and like boring shit though.
Yeah.
But the dude running it, like, tried to open up with some material. Like my dad called me, like it bombed.
Oh,
he bombed at a
shit.
corporate event because he said, he was like, when they, I stole it. I used it for a joke on stage because I was like, that would be great at a comedy club. Like,
What was it?
he said, it was about the fucking Barbie movie and the Oppenheimer movie, and like, cause they, you know how they released them at the same time.
Yeah.
He said something about, the thing is like they were both released in Japan, something like that. That was like the punchline.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
really good.
No, I was like,
But like just like the movie, it bombed.
what
you know
bombed?
I mean?
Like, there was an audience, but it was like,
Those people weren't there for that shit.
and
bro.
it's LA too. Like, it's
Yeah.
not
And they're like, ooh.
right. That's why, like, if you don't like the joke at a comedy club, it's like people. That's where you're least likely to bomb, just because people paid money to see it. Like, please.
Yeah.
Like the first time I ever went to a comedy show, I think that's how a lot of people get into it. That's not how I did it, but they'll be at a show and be like, bro, I could do this.
Yeah.
And it was like, I went for my friend's birthday and watched, and it was like it'd be like a showcase night here.
Right.
It just wasn't,
Yeah.
it wasn't hitting. I even went to, the only stand-up I ever went to was Kevin Hart at like an arena.
Yeah.
And I laughed a lot at the openers, but like when Kevin Hart was up there, I don't think I laughed out loud once. It's like I don't know if it was not watching on TV or it's just like, to me.
I don't know if I would ever go see a comedy show at an arena.
Yeah, this is before I did it. It's like my friend was
Yeah.
like, I got a ticket to Kevin Hart.
I seen like before I started, I went and saw like Felipe Esparza. I saw like Jamie Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
I saw maybe a few people that were like on Guy Code or Girl Code. Like I saw that redheaded chick. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about.
Mm-mm.
She was on
I
Wild
know
and
you're talking
Out.
about,
for a
yeah.
while.
Valentina, or
I
something
think
like
so.
that. Yeah,
maybe,
something like that.
or maybe they're two different chicks with
Maybe.
red hair. But like,
Oh,
I thought it was the same chick,
there's,
too, but I don't
there's
know.
Maddie who's on there.
maybe that was who it was.
She's pretty funny.
But yeah, those who I seen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's this audience of people that I didn't know love comedy so much and go.
Yeah.
So I was always into it, but not like a hardcore. I was like, just comedy. I'll ask you first. What was it that made you go, I gotta try this?
I don't know, man. Like I try to think back on it sometimes too, because it's been so long. But then I don't know. I think it was just like I like just talking shit, and then when you with the homies and you talking shit, everybody just dying laughing,
Yeah.
like you know.
Yeah.
It's just like it's a fun thing to do, and then it's just kind of like it was like I tried it and I just kept doing it, and then it was like it was more fun than working at the desk job. Bro,
Oh, yeah.
you know. So I was like, fuck it, let me see what happens.
Fair.
It is fun, and that's what I think a lot of people maybe forget when they're doing stand up, because I'm like, there's a lot of hard, not fun work that you got to do behind the scenes, like
Yeah.
producing this fucking like I like doing the podcast, but then like
Yeah.
there's the production and shit of it that's different. Writing jokes, fucking
I
that
had
dis-
to drive here, bro.
yeah.
Think I wanted to do that?
Oh, dude.
Shit.
But yeah, I didn't know it's Deer Valley. I was like,
And
I
then
was,
go up
I
three
was-
flights of stairs.
Yeah,
I was-
3 flights, bro.
I was telling Gatsby, I was like, man, he lives somewhere like on the east side, like fucking deep. I was like, it's so deep, like you never hear this city. I've never heard someone say they're from there yet.
The fucking north side though.
Deer Valley.
Yeah. Deer Valley.
Is that where you're from? Like, or did you?
No, I mean, like, if you want to get technical, like, I was born in Glendale, but I've lived in Arizona my whole life.
Have you always been on the west side?
I went to school, like, deep west side, like, Surprise.
Okay.
Like,
Oh yeah.
that's, like, past the ghetto side of
Yeah, it
the
is.
west
It's just
side.
like go, and then it's like it turned into like nice trees and everything
Right.
like that.
And then that's where, like, all the elderly were, for, like, all the snowbirds and shit.
Yeah.
But,
No, snowbirding seems like actually like, man, if you could pull it off, the move. Because I love it here. The only bad thing is the heat.
yeah.
I love the people
Those
here.
fools are in Michigan right now or some shit, you know?
Just kicking
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, or back in Canada or something.
It's a perfect place, dude, because they have just the right amount of like you can gamble, you can smoke weed, you can do like
You got nature.
right, and then but you go to like Texas where I was like, man, Texas looks pretty cool, but like you can still get weed, but I'm not. You know what I mean? I don't have the energy to go fucking call up a
Yeah.
dealer and do a drug. Like, man, once you've had the dispensary, you're like,
No,
I'm not,
for sure.
It's not about you. It's just fucking, man. I just want it to be easy.
Yeah, convenient.
Yeah, convenient.
Yeah,
and now
that's
that
why
you've had
shit's so
that,
expensive at Circle K because it's convenient. You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
I was in Texas and like I had that same feeling. Like it was so easier to get other shit than it was weed.
Yeah.
Like the Uber driver, I remember it was me and a few other comedians, and we're all there for like this festival. And this dude wanted to go to the strip club, so I was like, I'll go with, but like you pay, like it's all on you. Like I'm
Yeah.
just rolling with. And we get in the Uber, and they start talking, and the Uber driver offered him a bump.
Yeah.
And so he was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, I got you. Like whatever you need, I got you." I was like, "Oh, can I get some bud?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to hit you back tomorrow." I was like, "For weed, bro?"
Yeah, that's
Like,
crazy. Everything else is on
But you
deck.
just got you got an 8-ball on you right now, but you ain't got not even a little gram. Like,
Oh, he sold out of that.
shit.
Never
Fresh out.
Never
Yeah.
re-up. But that's what you get though with weed too, is like people that are drug dealers, like you got like the crime that comes with it and the sketchiness that comes with it, that you're like, oh, bro, I just want to know it's
Yeah.
good, because I don't thinking back on it, you remember when you smoke something, you'd be like, this shit's laced, bro. I think it was laced. You're like, why would a good drug dealer put his more expensive drugs in the weed? That would be stupid. You were probably just smoking a sativa.
It's to get you addicted, bro.
Ooh.
To get you addicted to that shit, and then you're like,
Got
I can
it.
only go get it because this dude has that
It's
shit.
a kill, bro.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. Dude,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
You never sold drugs, bro. Come on.
No, but I've done sales, and when I could just see like the similarities of like this dude was my friend from high school. We linked up like years later, and he was like, he started pulling out pills and was like, yeah, man, whatever. I was like, I know what you're trying to do. Like, he was like, just offer one for free. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, it's like, it was funny. This is like, it's like a Darth Vader pill, like some weird shit. I was like,
yeah.
no.
That way he's like, you know where to get it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I feel like I was also more mature and made better decisions when I was like 22 than at like the age of 30.
Why do you think that? What do you
I wonder if-
different?
Having fun.
Just bored.
What?
Just more bored.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got more time on your hands? Is that what it is?
I think it's like I spent so much of my time so involved, like trying to do everything for basketball. Like the only reason I even did good in school's actually pretty easy if you tried.
Yeah.
But like to get like the good grades was just like, yeah, well, this could help get me, somewhere for basketball too.
Right.
So like that would be, if it wasn't for that dude,
Oh, so it really
I probably would have got into like dealing or doing like something at like a young age.
Yeah.
Because like that's what the homies that weren't playing sports were doing. Like
No, I feel you.
there's a gang of people at my school that would go to all the like Nordstrom racks around the city,
Yeah.
and they would steal all the True Religions and all the Ed Hardy shit, and then they would resell it at school. So my whole school was just decked out in stolen True Religion and Ed Hardy gear.
That happened out here too.
And I started wearing it too because I was like, well, fuck, like if I don't have it, you know how it is in high school.
Yeah.
And then like, but my mom would actually like go pay like the $300 for a pair of jeans.
Damn.
Don't tell your
That's
dad.
love,
Yeah, don't tell your
bro.
dad. But I mean, it's his money, but
Yeah,
like you got, if you want money from your dad, you got to go through the mom.
for sure.
Like, because yeah,
I just go straight to my mom. I ask her right away.
I had to
Fuck
call
bullshit.
my mom was playing with me one time. I had a situation where like I got my car repoed here like end of 2022. So it's really bad not having a car here, especially
For
like,
sure.
yeah,
Can't go nowhere.
Yeah, and my phone had broken, so I had to walk like 3 miles to a phone repair place. Like the battery exploded.
Damn.
And but like I'm like,
You got CeeLo greened?
yeah, dude. Well, it's just like it didn't blow up. It didn't blow up like that. It was just like the back of my phone was sticking off, and I was like,
Too many purchases on the dark web, and they just
yeah, I don't know.
Silk Road.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's just, yeah, dude. sometimes equipment goes to shit. Like I bought a new camera, and within like 2 months, I just had to mail it in, and they like repaired like 3 things on it. But yeah, anyways, I was going there, and this is why I hate shit. Shit pisses me off. I put the money that I had like on a couple like checks into my bank account, or deposited them. Went there. You don't realize how much access to nothing you have. Like you don't have your phone, right? Like I had to walk there and like figure out on Google Maps, like figuring out, okay, I gotta turn on this street. Like really, I don't have anywhere to. Man, I never have to do that. And also, you can't. It's walking out here is like, bro. If you take one wrong turn, like you can't waste your energy.
Nah.
So yeah,
You're separated by like 5 blocks at a time. Each intersection.
Oh man, brutal. So that whole thing happened, and then like I'm trying to pay, and now I can pay it, and the card's declining and shit. And I'm like, well, and then I call my bank. I'm like, I just put like $200 in, and this should be like, yeah, it takes 2 business days to deposit, but they still also charge me like overdraft fees on stuff. I'm like, yeah, but I put the money in there before these fees hit. Like, you can't. That's not right. Then she's like gonna fix it, but that's not gonna help me right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I'm like, I gotta call my mom. Went for her. She was playing. She just like trying to give me all these other solutions. And I was like, just send me the fucking.
She's like, have you started a GoFundMe account?
Yeah. And so I was like, the only
Help is
person,
on the way.
the only person I know that I could hit up right now would be my dad.
Oh shit.
And so yeah, I called him. He's like, when the fuck? I was like,
Bro, it's the worst when you gotta ask your dad for shit, bro.
Oh man.
Your dad has no chill when you gotta ask him for a favor, bro, and he'll never let you live it down.
Man, yeah, because I think about it, like he has done so much. Also, if I'm ever with him, he'll pay for everything.
Yeah.
He'll
You didn't ask to be here.
no.
It's his fault.
And I think all guys kind of get it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's the difference. The guys, men and women, we just are worried about different things. But it's good if you can have a good partner that is worried, because the small things got to get taken care of too. A lot of time, like if they're really good at cleaning shit, like then they clean shit. If you're good at cleaning, shit, then you clean shit. The partnership of it.
You just want a good old fashioned woman? Is that what you're saying? Like
No, but some of the characteristics of it are like it's important.
The characteristics for cleaning.
I mean, yeah, like. I don't know. You ever been to a girl's house and it was messy as fuck?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like
You're like, I'm gonna hit, but I'm not coming back.
right. Like if you're thinking long term strategy, like you're not gonna help me be my best self.
Nah, you're not even your best self.
Right.
You live like this?
Yeah, this is how you live.
Yeah. So
I'm living like this. You can't be living like this.
yeah, and then like women are always, especially mom, like always worried about how you're feeling. Like that's the most important.
Bro, I had a coworker.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like when you go to work, you're not really trying to like socialize sometimes. You're there to do the job.
Clock it in, clock it out.
Clocking in, clocking
I don't
out.
think people. I mean, yeah, but a lot of people I don't think get that because that's all they have.
No, yeah, for sure. So then, like, I would have a coworker, and any coworker that came up to me, and they'd be like, "Hey, you doing all right? How you doing?"
Yeah,
like,
dude.
It's like, bro, get the fuck out my face, man.
And you know what's funny about
You
that
look down today.
is I
Hey,
think
you all right?
what I mean.
Okay?
What I mean by everything I'm saying is like when it pisses me off too, because I haven't been thinking about how I've been feeling. Like I'm happiest when I'm not thinking about how I'm doing. When I'm just doing my work and that's what I'm focused on.
For me, it makes me feel like the same like feeling I get when like you're having like not even an argument, like a passionate conversation with somebody, and then you're getting a little worked up.
Oh yeah, dude.
And they're like, "Hey, calm down." You're like, "I am fucking calm, bro."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's like, don't tell me how to feel about this thing that I love.
hey, chill out, bro. I'm chill.
Yeah. No. So your feelings on things, but yeah, you're when you think about it, it always just seems like it has to be when someone asks you that, like they want you to say either good or if they really care, like they're not gonna want to really engage if it's like something not good. If it's something like life's actually going really good right now, like to be like fucking. I hate this guy. Like they wanna. A lot of times people ask you how you're doing, so you'll ask them back, and then they can tell you
how
they're doing. You're like, fuck, dude.
Not me.
No.
Yeah. I'm not curious at all, man.
But like also you got to have those people out there too, like or else no one will be starting the conversations.
No, I feel that. It's like you don't want to be sitting in silence with somebody, but like you can be mad that someone's talking too much, but it's better than like just sitting there.
Just sitting there
Yeah.
awkwardly. Like,
Right.
Yeah, like I look at life is really like the punchlines and shit. Like
That's like Adam.
what?
Adam he be just talking sometimes, and you're just like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
And then you just thinking about your own shit, but he's still talking. You're like,
Because it's only shit that's important to him.
yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Well,
you need people like that
yeah.
too.
You're
No,
like,
and I don't
you're the type of person that'd be like thinking out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't hold that. I'm not gonna hold that against somebody.
Yeah.
Like if
it's like having the radio on in the background.
I'll
Yeah,
communicate. I'll communicate enough. If I think that that's what you're doing, I'll be like, "Yo,
Yeah.
did you hear what I said?" Like so, but like when I'd be in conversations with like an ex, she'd be talking. I'm thinking about the first thing she said, but she got. It's like when they send you a message with 12 questions, and you're like, I'm still thinking about the first thing that you said.
Oh yeah,
You never listen. I'm like, bro, I'm thinking.
How come you don't answer all my questions? Like, damn, I'm working on it. You know?
Right.
One at a time.
And
One
I
at a
think
time.
the concept of time is maybe something that guys typically think about more than women might. But then they'll also be in a hurry. People are in a hurry for different things. Like you ain't in a hurry to like better your life, but you're in a hurry to like go do this. Like we're gonna be late. And you're like,
Yeah,
the driving out here is dog shit.
for sure.
It's like I like that. It's I think it's made me a worse driver because I go to other places where the speed limit's way lower, and I'm driving like it's.
I used to drive like maybe how people drive out here, like whatever native driving would be considered out here.
Yeah.
But then I remember I went to New York one time, and this was like maybe like a few
Yeah.
years before the pandemic or whatever. And I saw how people were driving at all the crazy traffic over there. Motherfuckers are making like
They
they're
drive on
all
the
way-
shoulder.
Yeah, in the
like
shoulder.
they'll
and shit.
drive on the shoulder. They'll go around to cut off through like bullshit ass
So I
areas.
took some tips and tricks from over there, and I applied it over here. Bro.
Yeah.
You ain't seen nothing like
Yeah,
this out
hell
here
no.
yet.
I'm like, I'm driving around like a transporter, dog.
Well, if you can make that move and it's there, like yeah, you just go for it.
Like I remember, like specifically, I'd be at a left turn and I would wait like where the median ends, and then go up and make my left turn when it's clear. But I remember looking at New York traffic, and these fools were like pulling into the intersection, and they're like 2 lanes into the left turn before the car passes, and then they go behind.
Then they'll go in it, yeah.
So I was like, I gotta do shit like
Yeah.
that. you
Yeah.
know, make the turn faster.
If you were to make the driving like your NCAA 25 my player, like Phoenix drivers just got like a 99 on speed.
Oh,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
awareness maybe is like a
yeah,
52.
no vision, no core vision.
Yeah. Right. Like, dude, I've gotten in so many almost bad accidents here, like just people just doing stupid shit. And I think when I first got here, you just become used to it, but like you hear an outsider's perspective and you're like, I guess they do that, huh? Like a lot of the merge lanes cut off way too early.
Yeah.
There'd be the same place on like exit 53 coming like towards the Mesa Globe exit. I think it's a 60.
Oh, right off the 60. Yeah.
Like, yeah, right after Tempe Marketplace and shit.
Yeah.
Almost every other day accident. Like it's
Yeah.
backed up there and it's an accident.
Are you talking about like where it merges to the 10?
Oh, that place sucks too.
Yeah.
See, there's multiple.
Yeah.
There's multiple.
Because that's where all the freeways collide. Because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get like the 60, the 10, and like I forget what else. I think there's like an exit there too that a lot of people take. And so like it all comes into like 6 lanes, and they all merge into each other. It's the worst thing. Oh, because that's where the airport is too.
Yeah.
So nobody wants to let you over.
Yeah, but there's like no merging lane. It just collides
It
into
just
oncoming
goes in.
traffic.
Eventually you just get into the mindset of if we crash, we crash. I guess I'm getting over though.
Yeah, you got 2 type of people. It's like people that are driving like get the fuck out the way.
Yeah.
And then you got like another person driving like I'm not moving for nobody. You know.
Yeah. They
Oh yeah,
stand their ground.
the rage people get in the car is so funny, man. It's like
Bro,
you
you
don't
see
you don't
that-
feel that type of rage anywhere else.
You see that video of that dude from Compton getting shot over the road rage?
No, I didn't see that
I
one.
saw it happen maybe a couple days ago. I don't know what the situation was, but this dude was just I guess he was having like some road rage fit, and he was at the dude's window with the gun screaming.
That happened in Indianapolis.
Was it Indianapolis?
Yeah, because you know what's crazy? The guy that took that video,
Yeah.
he got shot the next day and killed
Damn.
in a road rage accident.
Why the fuck did they say it was in Compton?
I have no.
It's
labeling
better.
videos-
It's better SEO.
Yeah.
Compton's people aren't looking like shooting in Indianapolis when they're typing in. I want to see ghetto shit. They're like,
Yeah.
what's that? Compton.
That's like when you're like scrolling on the reels and it's like a reel and then it's like here's a
What's-
brownie recipe or something like that.
What's funny is I feel like Compton is now is probably more Hispanic. That's what
I think
my
it's
dad.
always been.
Maybe my dad said when he like had to work out there for a couple like months.
I thought it was like half and half.
He said
Yeah.
he's like it's pretty Hispanic, like way more Hispanics than that. Just like I was thinking, like Ireland would be all white to so many black people.
In Ireland?
Yeah,
You been to Ireland?
yeah.
When did you go to Ireland?
Like May of 2022. It was for my friend's wedding.
He's Irish?
Yeah,
Damn. Why did he go? Was he already living in Ireland, or did he go back?
No, I played basketball with him in Canada, and he originally was born in Ireland, and then family moved to Australia, so he's Irish Australian.
You played ball in Canada?
Yeah.
Damn. Like college or
Yeah,
like?
yeah. It was NCAA Division II. It was like the only NCAA school that wasn't in America, but it was a cool experience. All my teammates were like from like different countries and shit. Like,
damn.
So you never get to see them, and I was like, fuck. I didn't have the money to pay for it, but I couldn't tell him no. I was like, bro, I gotta be there.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'll get your ticket. I think his family has money, but he lives in Canada now with like his wife. But we went to we spent the time in like Dublin for a couple nights, like for the bachelor party. And that shit was hilarious. I didn't realize like how every time you travel somewhere, you're like, oh, bro, I bet the bitches, but like ugly, bro.
They're ugly bitches in Dublin, in Ireland.
Yuck.
Because there's like no sun there, huh? That's probably why.
Yeah, like I even think of like
become deformed.
Yeah, they got no. You got
Well-
no melanin or nothing.
well part
Cave
of
people.
Yeah.
I think part of too like
Those are the grays they be seeing.
I'm from the Northwest, and it's the same thing there though. Like I'm like, there's obviously good looking people everywhere, but you come here, it's like just way more per capita.
Right.
You're clean, and even in
ratio.
even in Oregon, the like cities with money had good looking girls, but like the average city not
There's
too
bad
good.
bitches everywhere.
You're right, but yeah, per capita, we're just looking not a lot,
Right.
not a lot to work with here.
Nah.
And like if you wanted to go to Ireland and be like a 7, you could crush it out there. You know, like sometimes you gotta
I
make
guess that's true. I've never been like, damn, that Irish bitch is bad, bro.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. No.
Even scrolling the internet,
Yeah.
like, oh wow, Ireland. Didn't know you had it
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, so seeing that was interesting. That's where I saw like there's a ton of black people,
Huh.
and a lot of black
Black
people.
Irish, huh?
Yeah,
Black Irish.
a lot of black people out here. Like I think Lamar's Irish. I think
Lamar
he really?
Mitchell?
I think he's like part
But
Irish.
sometimes black people just be saying this shit, bro. They're like, I'm Navajo. I'm fucking
I'm
Irish.
Cherokee. I'm
Bro, they be yeah,
1/8 Cherokee actually.
They're good code switchers. They know what sounds good.
Yeah.
Like
They
bro,
hype beast, bro.
it was weird to me, like middle school wearing like Abercrombie and Fitch, and like Aeropostale was like cool at the time.
My fat ass tried to fit in that shit.
Same.
Imagining you at one of those stores with the fucking music and the cologne and shit shopping would fucking kill me.
It's
Dude.
embarrassing going to those stores.
Yeah, that's when I knew I was hanging out with the wrong people. I was hanging out with white boys, and I was trying to wear fucking Hollister and
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Puka shell necklace.
My fat ass neck couldn't get no pussy shit. Bro.
Were you always a fat little kid?
Yeah, fat little Mexican kid.
Yeah. Are you skinnier now? Like, did you?
I mean, I got super fat like at the end of high school.
Yeah.
And then like got down to like basically what I am now, maybe a little less at one
Yeah.
point.
Like, I mean, I wouldn't call you skinny, but I wouldn't be like, bro, he's fucking. I guess that's what we always do, though.
I'm athletic fat, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's people's body type. Like the way I was running on the court, I felt like a fat fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, yo.
Sometimes I be running, I feel like Chris Paul out there, bro.
That's what's scary about like the NFL is like those dudes are that size and they could still run like a 4.5
Oh, dude.
Oh yeah.
trying to crush you.
Yeah.
Like, yo, that's insane. Like,
That's scary.
and Dominican Sue.
I ran into
Frightening.
Tito Ortiz and Rampage at the Improv,
Okay.
and like they were heavyweight fighters or at one point or something like that. You know what I mean? They were some big ass dudes, and then I started thinking, well, you think like the football players, like,
Oh, yeah.
they're double that.
Yeah. Fighting, those guys aren't actually the craziest,
Nah.
huge, like,
No.
oh, you could do, yeah, because they cut you off at heavyweight 265.
Like Sean O'Malley, he's fighting at what, like 135, but he's like,
He's 5'11",
yeah,
but he looks so much taller because whoever he's fighting
yeah,
is going to be that size.
little
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
135 is not a lot of
Nah.
weight. Like,
So like I'm like 5'10", so Sean O'Malley like an inch taller than me, but he fighting at 135, bro. I've never seen 135 in my life.
Dude.
dead ass.
Yeah, I think there's a guy who fights in the, I want to say the 145s. His name's Sean Woodson. This dude's like, fuck, I think he's taller than me. He's like
Yeah.
6'6".
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, yo.
Just a stick.
Yeah, dude, but you can't reach him because like everybody's fighting. Like, when I used to do boxing, most people in there were way shorter than me. They're probably much better boxers,
Yeah.
but it's just too easy to like just keep the distance with them.
Yeah,
And then if
yeah.
you have good cardio is really what matters in fights. Like,
Oh yeah.
if you don't knock them out early, like Have you ever
you ever
done MMA or boxing?
I did Muay Thai for like a year.
Okay. Did you ever spar?
Yeah, I won a few times.
Did you? So you get that feeling of like your arms start dropping. You're like, honestly, I'd rather just get knocked out than have to keep doing this.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Especially like when you dealing with like leg kicks and knees and clinch work, bro. That shit extra tiring.
Oh yeah, and there's people who treat like that, like they do like open gyms in places, like people who are structured and organized. Like the one place I was training at was more of a family type of gym for Muay Thai, so we never did. Whenever we sparred, it was just boxing.
Yeah.
Then like I was telling this dude that I worked with, like, yeah, he's like, he actually did fights, and he's like, come spar with this, and like the dude's sparring, we're fucking.
Yeah.
I was like thinking shin guards. He's like, nah, fucking just whap whap, just like
they're kicking without shin guards and shit.
yeah, like optional.
Jesus
Fuck
Christ,
that, bro. I'm good.
got-
Shin to shin contact.
Because those
is
fools that like you said, it's like open gym, like those fools that can fight, they be looking for the rookies, bro. Practice all these cool ass moves they know.
Oh, for sure, dude. I
they
would.
can get it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I went to LA Fitness or 24 to hoop, like when I was in college, like that's where I'm gonna do my point guard work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and get saucy with him. But yeah, dude, I got dropped. Yeah, I got kicked in the ribs. Fucking,
Ooh.
Oh my God.
just like I've never been dropped like that. It was an instinct. It wasn't like it was like
Yeah.
oh fuck.
All of a sudden you can't breathe.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember a few times, like there's one time this dude was just piecing me up. I had to like stop. I was like, bro, do we have beef? Like you fucking me up right now.
Yeah.
And then there was one time I caught like a few too many leg kicks, a few too many inside leg kicks.
Oh, yeah,
in the
those-
front leg, bro. I could not walk, dude.
Couldn't stand on it.
Well, the homie kicked it one time. I was just like, oh damn.
Yeah, dude. There's a spot between like that's what they would say to aim at. It's like the spot between like your knee and your quad that there's nothing that's there. You can't build muscle to protect that. So if you got kicked in that like one little
Oh,
spot,
like your patella, like that's what holds like your knee together.
it's not the patella. It's like it's this thing
on
like
the
it's
side.
this thing right here. That's what you need to aim for. Or just like if you hit someone with a liver punch, just fucking that they can't that drops them, dude.
Yeah.
I saw a dude get hit with that in sparring, and like biggest dude in class just folded him, bro.
I think I'm bleeding inside my
Coach
chest.
had to stop, and he's like, "That's why you punch in the liver. Like that's a good spot to aim."
Yeah,
But
or the
like-
throat.
But yeah, sparring, you always got to be. I would prefer the coach to be there and like don't let it get too out of hand. But like you need to learn. You have to spar to learn, and it's not gonna make you a better fighter to get knocked out. Like,
No.
that's like CTE. Like it's not
Yeah.
gonna. Your brain doesn't come back stronger.
Nah.
So yeah, you shouldn't. But sometimes, I mean, you have to. If you're fighting in a competitive environment and that's what you're going for, you have to do some hard sparring. Like how are you gonna really push
And then
yourself?
like if you go into the gym pretty often, you like know who to avoid.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, I'm not. This guy is trying to beat my ass every time we link up. So nah.
I remember we were doing this drill. It was like you got to put him in the clinch, and there's this move where you put him in the clinch, and like you can take a step. And that's why you always want that inside position because
Yeah,
you can like
trip 'em.
You can just you don't even have to trip them. Like you have the control of their head, and you can control their whole body. Just like you could
Yeah.
lay a 400-pound guy down doing this.
Yeah, wherever
And,
the head goes, the body goes.
And and they're like, we need a volunteer who knows how to fall correctly. It's like, fuck no. And some guy goes up there, and the mats we were doing them on were like the mats that you can fold up. So got
Yeah.
the deep creases in. The dude's toe got stuck, and he threw him down. His fucking toe just fucking broke. That's how I knew it was a fucked up gym because the dude after he did, he's like, well, I mean, he signed the contract. He knows the rules. Like, that's, like,
I was doing some training over with at Zavith over on the west side with Luis, and there's some bad motherfuckers in that gym, bro. And they had this one dude who's like a big ass native dude. His name's Michael. And when I'd be in there sparring with him, and he would hit you, and he's like the biggest dude. You're not gonna fuck this dude up. And he would hit you, and you would try to counter, and he would hit you again. He'd just be laughing, bro. But he'd be laughing like Bowser, just like ha ha, ha boom, ha, ha, just like fucking you up.
well, yeah, that's why. Yeah, you got to have someone of his own size. Then it's different.
He was sparring with somebody, and they kicked him in the nuts by accident. And like after he got up from like getting kicked in the nuts, bro, he beat the shit out of the dude. Was just laying bombs on him, dog. The dude could just cover. All he did was cover up. Just
Yeah, that's funny watching guys spar when both of them, because if one guy's not feeling it and you
Yeah.
gotta stop it, but if both guys are not stopping, I've seen this.
Scrapping.
Yep.
My
Just a fight at that point.
my buddy Sam, his dad was a pro boxer, and then he just trains people. He's like in his 50s, and he'd be training. We'd be at sparring sessions, and him and this dude that's probably like 30 something would start going at it. Like he get hit, and he's like, and you see them both going, fucking got dropped, dude. It's just like, and you can't be getting dropped at that age.
Nah,
That's not good.
There was this like old Chinese dude fighting in Streetbeefs, and he was getting knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, it's
He's like 50, bro, just getting knocked out.
but good for him for, I guess, staying in that good of shape. Like the rest of his life's probably not going too well. Like I think I get
Good
why
enough.
fighters are like, I need more money, because you're like, I mean, they're risking their lives going in there for your entertainment, fighting with the best in the
Probably
world.
knocking a few years off their life at the end of it.
Yeah, well, and it's not even just like the brain injuries or anything, but like getting kicked in the leg or like breaking a rib. Like, it's no surprise in UFC when people don't make the fight because they did something, and then you want to suck it up and go in there and fight, and you're like, how much am I getting paid again?
Yeah.
Like, that's not even gonna cover my surgery, bro.
I mean, if you think about like the dudes that are really like in the amateurs that are really with the shits, when they get up against those dudes that aren't really about it, they be knocking those dudes the fuck out.
I feel like,
And then they get into some wars like later in their career, and with like, but they're fighting the best of the best.
well, you could relate that to anything though, right? Like comedy, it'd be like that. Like, why would I train with these guys or write with these guys or hang around these guys? You got to be with the best to get to the next level. You got to be around it all the time.
Yeah.
Because like, and some people are comfortable with like being the best in their group, and that's cool with them. It's like sad. You're like,
Yeah.
"Damn, you're the cool kid, huh?" So a lot of open mics are like, there's always like a clique there that's like, this is our mic. Out here though, I would say like living in different scenes, like it's still the most chill. Like there's always gonna be that anywhere, but
I
there's
never
other
really
places.
fell into that bullshit. Bro.
Yeah.
I always,
You know
like,
it's stupid.
I pop in, I pop out.
Yeah.
I know those fools are weird.
Yeah,
I know they're weird, so I'm not gonna kick it. You
Right.
know what I mean?
But there is like seeing certain people there that like, sometimes I'll just go to the mics because I'm
Yeah.
like, I know a couple of people that I like will be there and like I can kick it with
Yeah.
or whatever. Like it'll be fun. If not that, then the pitchers of beer are like $8. I'll go to shitty mics like a woodshed because they got cheap ass pitchers.
I mean, that's how I felt fucking Thursday. I was doing I just popped in at Wayward, and then I guess everybody usually goes to Gracie's. I'm always like, why everybody go to Gracie's,
Yeah,
bro?
that's
Like,
yeah.
Yep.
But then they're like, they got $5 mini pitchers. I was like,
Yep. Hell yeah.
it all makes sense now.
It's the drug dealer sprinkling the fucking coke on
Yeah.
Got to get you hooked, bro.
Gotta get me in there.
That shit was funny. We was posted up, and I was with somebody from the mic. I don't remember who it was. And I go to Gracie's, we're chilling. I'm standing next to this dude, and some random white boy walks up, daps him up, and then starts talking to us all kinds of energy, bro. This is saying what's up. He's like, oh, you're doing shows right now? I fucking love comedy, bro. What? And then he sees the Diamondbacks hat. He's like, and I guess he's from New York. He starts talking about the World Series and how Bush threw the pitch and this and that.
Yeah.
And then as he's walking away, he like pointed at us. He's like, wait right here. That's crazy. I just ran into you. Wait right here. And I looked at
Damn,
him.
that's how.
I looked at
and since you don't really know him, you're like,
So I don't know him. I look over to the dude that he was talking to. I was standing next to. I was like, you know that fool? He's like, nah, but I gave him a bump. I gave him a bump in the bathroom. I was like, this all makes sense, bro. That's how
wait right here, dude.
It's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, bro. John.
That's amazing, dude. Yeah,
Because
like
when he was talking, I was like, man. I was like, I don't know this fool, but like, I like this guy. You know what I mean?
He's kind of winning me over.
And then once I asked him, I was like, do you know him? He was like, nah, but I gave him a bump. I was like, this all makes too much sense right now.
that's yeah. Gracie's is a place that would happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't really like being in places like anywhere that's super packed. Like going to shows or going to like concerts and stuff. Like it's never been appealing to me. Because
Yeah.
I'd rather be on the stage or like, I mean, I could watch this.
I like being at the comedy club, and then you can just post up at the comedy club for like an
Yeah.
extra 2 hours,
Mm-hmm.
drink on their tab, and get like, just kick it, or nobody's gonna come up and start no shit with you.
Yeah.
Like anytime I go out, I try not to be out anywhere past an hour. You know what I mean? That's
True.
like that's the right amount of time.
When it starts to get too filled up, because I like Gracie's, but like when it gets too filled up and it starts getting like weird in there, I'm like, it's time for me to go.
Like I never got into going out and going to like Mill or going to like Westgate. That was never that's never my shit. Or,
but
like, Old Town.
you've been.
I've been like
Yeah.
once
Yeah.
each time. Like I remember one time I went to Old Town, and I was pre-gaming. I was drinking Hornitos, And then we get to Old Town, and then so I'm like, I'm gonna keep it going. And this is the only time I've been there. Is me and a few homies, and bro, I ended up throwing up in the bushes and all kinds of shit. This dude, our homie, picked us up. I threw up on the outside of his Jeep, just hanging out the window, like
Yeah, bro.
Splatter.
Yeah, it's like coming back to hoop for the first time. You got to get in shape for that.
yeah. I gotta be able to like crack a few jokes. You know what I mean? I can't just be like, like
Yeah, it's like you got to learn how to talk in there. It's weird.
yeah, you gotta learn sign language up in that
Yeah,
bitch. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
it's really easy.
Fucking big. So being in big crowds is not usually my favorite.
Hell no.
But like you want a big crowd. You know what's funny is how like you'll I don't know. I've dated girls before that would say things like I have anxiety and blah blah. But then like okay, that's fine. I get that. And then they'll like oh we're going here like oh is it popping? I'm like what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
You don't like. You tell me that guys are doing this and also you don't like big crowds and you want to know if it's popping or not.
yeah.
What the fuck do you want?
She want to be seen, bro. She want to shake that ass.
But we want to be heard. That's why we pick up the mic.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Who hurt you? Who hurt you, man?
Yeah,
Myself.
multiple times.
God.
More of a dive bar touch tunes type guy.
Yeah.
I love a touch tunes.
Man, if you got the money to troll on the touch tunes, man, that's
Creed 10 times in a row.
it's like if you want to troll, man, and it means that much, you got to pay for it though. Who the fuck is playing this song over and over again? But yeah, I don't know. I will go. I've been out so many times, so but I do prefer like a dive bar, chill. Like I love playing pool.
Yeah.
When I used to live next to a bar, dude, I get so good at pool because I just play all the time. I mean, I'm not good, but
There used to be like an open mic that had a pool table and they let us play free pool. I'd be there all the time, bro. I'd be there extra early just.
and then like the games have changed. Like when the dude's twisting his own stick up.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You appreciate it
You go to
good.
bull shooters and you see people like really competing.
If they got the wrist brace on,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a wrap.
If they got their own chalk, bro.
Little carrying case for everything, too.
Like LeBron. Hitting the LeBron.
oh yeah, I joined a pool league one time in my hometown. So my friend was like, "Hey, we need someone," and it's like we play you play 9-ball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a 9-ball league, and it's like, dude, if you missed one shot,
It's over.
yeah, these dudes were just.
Yeah,
but
they-
like it's a lot like poker rooms too. It's very like, man, I don't trust nobody in here, but
Nah.
you know, that's the guy who's good at this. Like there's guys with eye patches. Just
Yeah.
I don't. You got to spend time on it. Like there's.
If
the
you
real
only
ones.
have one eye, too, that's like an advantage.
It is
you
like
know?
an event. You only see it in one straight
Yeah,
line.
just one dominant eye.
It's funny how when people have disabilities, and then they win something, you start giving them the credit for
Yeah,
the
you're
disability.
not really blind.
Like the dude winning the I don't know, the marathon or something with the metal
Oh,
metal
yeah,
legs.
hit the springs.
Well, his legs don't get tired. I'm like, honestly,
He had
that's
the Nike shocks.
that's like one of those politically like, I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. Like, but if he beats, that's what I was saying. If you break a Olympic record, but you're in a Special Olympics doing it, do you still get the credit for having the best?
Nah.
See,
Yeah.
so yeah, they have the Paralympics though. There's a lot of paraplegics. That's good for them.
Yeah.
That's like, dude, being one day you just wake up, now you're in a wheelchair for life. Like, fuck, he needs this.
Yeah.
That
that's
sucks,
ass,
dude.
bro.
Like, that's but gonna make jokes about it still.
You got to.
It's still going to be fun.
But you know what's funny is you will make jokes about people like that and they love it, and then it's these people that wanna they probably just feel so bad that like because they mistake that they have empathy for how it would make them feel if someone said it to them.
Yeah.
Where it's like that's actually really selfish. Like,
But yeah, that person in the wheelchair, just like as much as you probably would hate on yourself, is hating on himself, thinking those same things. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, damn, I'm fucking
And-
sitting here like hot.
and they're
Wheels
probably
shit.
they're probably so used to like getting stared at and like treated
Yeah.
differently that like they appreciate it.
yeah, they appreciate getting clowned on because everybody's always
And
like,
that's-
oh, no, we can't say anything about it. Like,
Or they end up becoming comedians themselves,
Yeah.
and they
Gotta get carried on stage.
But like it's funny with comedy, you could have like all the attributes because I feel like if you're even decent looking in comedy, it's like Ireland. If you're a 7, dude, you could be a 10 easy as a comedian compared to the lineup. If you're just looking at the lineup, so people on the lineup, they'd be jealous of each other because you're like, man, that one thing that this dude got that you wouldn't want anywhere else in your life having that condition, but it works from here.
Yeah.
And you have the excuse to do anything else with what you're gifted with, and you're in the same spot.
That's why I always make sure everybody's uglier than me on the lineup.
Is that why we never done a show together?
Yeah,
bro?
I think so. No, we did that one at that fucking wing spot. Was it a wing spot?
Did we do it? I was just thinking about it. I was like, have we been on a show together?
I seen you were doing some. We were doing.
Yes, bro. Yes, that was the night I got.
It was a Jacoby show or something. Maybe?
No, it was the break room.
It was that fucking. It
was the break room.
That D. Ray Davis looking fool. That fucking.
It was Belly B.
Belly
B. It was a Belly B show.
Yeah.
That's sick.
It wasn't a show though. It was his weekly open mic at break room.
Oh yeah.
And he brought Reece on as he told me to come.
Yeah.
Because you also have some of the open micers that because that room will eat you up differently.
Yeah.
A bomb in there. Because when I go to open mic, you need places to work on new stuff, and in a black room like that, I learned, you got to come with stuff that you're confident with and already working.
Yeah, you did this joke about June being the best time for black people or something like that.
I said, it was in February, so I was like, yeah, happy Black History Month. And what's that other one that's in June? And all the girls was like, Juneteenth. And I was like, oh, that's right, the NBA Finals.
That shit had me weak as fuck.
Dude,
I'm dead.
Well, cause everyone I've said that, because that's how you'll test stuff. Everybody I said that to, black, white, everybody fucking laughs at that.
Yeah, that's funny.
And so I'm up there bro, I was about to kill. I did it and it was like, whew. Let me get to my other stuff that
I was fucking with it though. That shit.
Yeah, it was. Belly sent me a bunch of voice messages, and he's like, "Yo, man, not basically not cool, bro." And I was like, he's like, "So maybe you shouldn't come back for a little bit or something. I don't know."
They had they had your headshot on the bar, most wanted.
But he was really just looking out, because what was funny is I don't think it was just that one. I just was like, I went way too. I wrote everything for that set for black people, the whole. I was like, maybe I did too much black material. I could have spaced it out better. Whatever, you're just learning. But
well, when it's coming from a white guy, it just seems a little racist. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's no context where that sounds good.
Right, but
and then you say it with some fucking Joker smile. You're like, you know what I mean? They're just like, who the fuck is this guy?
Oh yeah, for sure. I totally. But that doing those kind of rooms, I think made me. You learn a lot. A tough bomb there is all right, man. You gotta just would got to be better next time. And that room was one of my favorite rooms to go try stuff in, because I was like, if it's shit, these people are gonna tell me it's dog shit. Yeah. But yeah, there's a double standard. I just did chocolate sundaes last week. Only white guy on the lineup. First one to go up.
Yeah.
It went fine, but then all the other comedians, they said a ton of hilarious. They're all black. They're all saying hilarious racist jokes.
Yeah.
I'm like, great jokes. But yeah, if it was coming from me, it might not hit like that.
Yeah.
You gotta. But certain rooms, I think the best rooms is not one type of room. It's a good mix.
Right.
See,
when it comes to black shows, when it's all black, it's they're either really good and they really fuck with you, but sometimes they're in if you're not black and you go up there and you say the wackest shit, they're like, we're not gonna give nothing to you. You know what I mean?
Right. If you're gonna be a white rapper, you got to be 10 times better, bro. You gotta have bars.
I've done Poetic Soul a few times. And that's how it always feels over there.
I was gonna ask you about Poetic Soul. Got funny stories about that.
I've had some good times over there, but then sometimes. I don't know. It's fun to do. I like going to the show. It's cool. It's 300 people there all the time. It's stacked.
Someone told me about that. The Cosmic who runs it was at a shitty bar show that I was doing, and he loved it.
Yeah.
When you're killing in a shitty environment, it's not because
he loves comedy, bro.
Yeah, it's not because you're sucking. It's because there's 8 people.
Yeah.
But you're getting some actually this dude is loving it, dude.
Bro, so yeah, Cosmic's always showed love.
So,
but the show, it's it's an open mic. People pay $5, and then they sign up, and it's usually just poets and singers and shit like that. And then me and my homies, and then us, we would go in there. Now we're doing sets there, but it's when he had me do the feature set, it's bro, he goes up there. I remember I was sitting there at the bar, right behind the stage. And he was like, all right, this last person's going to go on. And then he looked at the rest of the band. He's like, and then we're going to do a sing-along, and then we'll bring up Reece. And I was like, oh.
That's what he did to me.
That's exactly what he did.
And so, they do this big-ass sing-along, and it's bumping. Even I'm like,
Yeah.
It's like a religious thing, too,
Yeah,
because like
bro.
everybody's out their seat. Like,
Bro, some lesbian bitch got up and started singing "Buy You a Drink."
Buy You a Drink.
And he didn't even know her. He's just like, "Oh yeah." Gave her the
Yeah.
mic, and she was hitting it. Sounded like T-Pain. I was like,
Yeah.
he was fucking live, dude.
yeah.
And then, so they're doing these sing-alongs, like confessions. Even I'm singing it, bro. And then I got to go up there.
Who's ready for some comedy?
Yeah. And he introduces you like you're the man. And you go in there, yeah, let's crack it. And then everybody kind of gets up and goes to the bar, bro. Just like intermission.
Oh yeah, that's because it's not setting the right environment necessarily for that. Yeah, that sucked, dude. I did it the first time, maybe in 2022, just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And went up, did a tight 5, murdered, just crushed, destroyed. It was back when it was like wall to wall people.
Yeah.
And then hadn't done it in a long time because honestly, I was like, I'm not paying to go do a mic because we don't.
I mean, I pay. There's like a bunch of people there, bro. You go to an empty bar for free. You know what I mean?
Sure. But I guess I would treat that room more like it's actually a show because it's like
that was like a room you would go to mics and you go try all the new shit and then you go over there and just see if it worked.
Well, that's what I learned early on in comedy was first time I ever. That's why I asked you about it. First time I ever did it was for a contest at the Helium in Portland, and so getting that
Was
my
it
experience.
their New Faces version or something?
No, it was like the Portland's funniest.
Oh, okay, like actual contest.
Yeah, and I signed up. Took 3 months to study comedy, and that time there's really no open mics because the advice is go to open mics, but it's right after COVID, but still most places were closed. So I really didn't even try comedy ever. Never got a bad taste, but I read as much as I could about it and learned.
So you started during pandemic,
2021,
4 or 5 years. Okay.
and over there they treated that pandemic a lot longer than they did here.
Yeah,
that's another reason I left. But
that shit was like a spring break over here.
Yeah,
just 1 week.
Yeah, if you go even now, if you travel back to anywhere, California, Oregon, all those places, so many masks out, you're just not used to it.
Yeah.
But anyways, my first time doing it, I invited everybody, put the pressure on myself, and it was also like a packed room. And the first time I got a laugh, like a pop, I was like, oh yeah, I'm a comedian now. And I was like, why did I not move on? I was crushing. And then you watch your first set and you're like,
oh, bro, I remember I did the New Faces turkey contest and I invited all my family. Yeah. And that's how I won. I just brought a bunch of Mexicans, you know what I mean? And I remember there's a video that my homie has of the set, and I just watch it sometimes. I'm like, bro, I suck, dude.
Oh, dude, that's
I bombed too. There's a part where I kind of forgot a little bit, so I'm just and I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. The pauses, just the not confidence. That's it's fucking.
Or I used to invite people to Toso's at the bar, dive-in bar, these little shitty ass shows, and then you go up there, it's already a shitty show, and then you bomb, and you're just like, fuck.
Oh yeah, again another black room.
You can't even enjoy your wings after that, bro. You just
no. When you have a bad bomb, when I bombed bad at the break room, I dipped. I did not stick around.
Get the fuck out of there. Those people that linger after a bomb, they just be spreading bad energy, bro. You gotta sage those motherfuckers, dog.
Dude, I did it one night. It was packed. Another joke. It actually landed, but it was still. It's not even risky, honestly. It's not. But maybe for that environment, again, looking like how I look, maybe riskier. Yeah. But I just said, because it was the Sunday before Martin Luther King Day. I was like, yo, what am I supposed to get my mom for Martin Luther King Day? And then I got to get my dad something separate but equal.
Separate but equal.
And then just paused. And then they started laughing, but then still a couple of these and shit. And after the set, people were like, even Fudge came up to me. He's like, I didn't get that joke. What'd you mean by that? I was like, it's irony, sarcasm. And the girl he was with was like, yeah, it's ironic. And I was like, and he's like, I just thought maybe white people be getting their family gifts on Martin Luther King Day. I was like,
oh my god, bro.
Sometimes you have to explain a joke.
Yeah. So the joke is mid, but some people just want to be upset, I feel like they heard MLK and they're like, I gotta stand up for his honor.
For real, yeah. And
you don't talk about that.
Yeah, people can talk about Mexicans all they want. I'll just be like, yeah, you right. You know, you
Was
right.
that
Some of us?
Ralph Barbosa has that bit where he's like, someone was like this bean eating, fucking hot Cheeto eating, like something. He's like, I would
stained finger bean eating.
He's like, I would appreciate that. Like, you're right. And so when they get it wrong,
Yeah. He had a good one. Renee Baca had some good ones. Yeah, there's some good Mexican jokes out there.
yeah, that's another thing with comedy is it's actually like very segregated in the sense of like Latinos know all the best Latino comics, but like I wouldn't know them unless I'm really studying the game. Same with like people be like, who do you like to listen to?
Yeah.
You throw out a name, like a more niche name, like Anthony Jeselnik was one of my favorites.
I fuck with Jeselnik.
Yeah, it just writes bangers.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Definitely an inspiration of mine, like as like a writer and like what my style would probably be best at.
Yeah.
But you tell somebody like this guy, and they're like, never heard of him. Like they was just they never heard of him. You're like, what?
You got to think like comedy is so big to maybe us, and then you start talking to it with other people, and then they're not just up on game.
Oh well, yeah. This is. I think I'm thinking more even in the comedy sense. Like, talk to comedians because you see like, dude, I'm on this show with this guy. I'm like, who's that? Like, you don't know.
There's a lot, bro. There's a lot of people.
There's so many really good comedians. It's like there's as many as there are that are not good.
Yeah.
That will never be anything. There's so many that are so good that you're like.
There's a lot of headliners that just come into town. I'm just like, I had no idea.
Well, that's what I learned. That's what I learned about the business side just even before I started. So you know what you're up against is like, dude, if once you're a headline, it takes so long to be that. Maybe nowadays you can skip the line. You can by being like an influencer or something.
Yeah.
Or something else going on. You're in a show. It's not you just grinding through stand up, but then you can get on. But being a headliner and like once that spot's filled, there's only so many clubs in the country and there's only so many headliners. And once you're a headliner, you're like, I'm not doing feature pay. I'm not traveling for feature pay like I'm doing. Like you'll feature if you're going to pay me like I do get paid when I do headlining.
Yeah.
And then they're at that level now. So and if they're doing it for 30 years, you're just always you're waiting for them. And then clubs have their rotation of people that they book every year. It's like, yeah, this was booked a year ago. He's coming in February. Shit like that.
But then there's also like a lot of people on their way out too.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
there's both, but I think there's a lot more people that are the headliner level. There's like a couple spots.
But now it's like you got shit like Don't Tell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going up to Tucson to do something like that. It's like Next Stop Comedy, and it's like those places you don't even need a club.
Yeah.
So it's like there's not like you have it could be as many headliners, and you don't have to worry about venues because you could just really do it anywhere now.
And that comes down to like a good production team or a producer and a promoter. Like some people are really good at promoting their shows. Like I have no desire to like run a show.
Nah, that shit's hard.
Right. Like that's so much work. Like, and then fuck you got to make money off this shit. So then you got to spend more time doing more shows and booking more things. It's like, and you always got to be meeting new people. Cause it's really hard when you're just doing local stuff and everybody wants you to bring somebody to your show. It's like, bro, I'm out of people to bring to shows. I don't have any new stuff for them. Like I
was going to bring to the show, I brought them 7 years ago.
Yeah.
They're not coming to another one.
Yeah. Like,
I asked them
I feel obligated when I bring people. Like I'll do that to put pressure on myself. Like I feel obligated to have new stuff.
You don't want to ask people to go to the show. You want people to just
want to go.
You know what I mean? Like people are like, they'll hit you and be like, oh, you can come do the show for this amount of time, but you got to bring 5 people. And like the fact that you even said I had to bring 5 people make me not want to bring 5 people.
Oh yeah,
because now you can kind of tell me like I don't want 5 people to be there. It's like I would love
So
5
there's
of my people to show up.
I get why the club would do that on a business sense, but if you're running, it's really ultimately on the promoter. And it's annoying when promoters get mad at somebody for not bringing people, even though maybe that's the expectation.
I don't like the idea of like if you don't bring these people, you're not getting paid because like
I think it's fair from the business side though. Like I get the comedy side, but it's like if you're in their shoes and like you got a family or you got to pay bills, like fuck, bro, you're not bringing me any value. Like I could get somebody half as funny as you that would bring 30 people, and either way I'm going home with more money. So in that sense, that's why I'm like you'll see people booked on shows all the time that also produce other shows, and you're like, fucking circle this shit. Like, but those people will bring like a ton of people, and they're networkers and they're really good at it.
Yeah.
And so I see that. I mean, that's really what it is. That's why if you're an influencer or something, you could.
I'm not mad at anybody that could fill a room. I'm more thinking like, man, like just like it should be minimum. You gotta pay like whoever you have on the show gas money at least, bro. You know,
That's true.
A little bit.
Well,
like, I ain't saying you gotta
yeah.
pay their rent, but like, damn.
But
just
it's
because I don't bring 5 people, like not that I didn't try, but you're not gonna give me gas money. This shit far.
I think it's the quality. It's like there are some of those like paying your dues deals where it's like you have to, if you're at this level and you need this stage time at this place, like maybe you need a good film.
Yeah.
You got to have that. Use that card to bring people for that free show. Like, that's why I think when like the new faces thing, like, it's a good deal, but I'm nobody at those clubs, and I think I'm past to bringing 10 people to not get paid to show up and do that stuff. And you're like, and you feel bad telling all these people you're only doing 5 minutes and they have to sit through another 16 people that you're like, I would not endorse these people. Some of these guys are doing it the first time. Like, I'm not going to endorse that. And you're going to have to come here and buy 2 drinks that are like $12 a piece. Fuck, man. It's in this economy.
Yeah.
I can't promote this. I'll go. I'll be there, but that's not my job.
I'm trying to do better. It's just like that shit. Like it just seems always like another thing on the to-do list. You know?
Oh,
It's
for
just
sure.
But you know, if you're on a show, you should at least post a flyer or something. You know what I mean? Like
Bare minimum.
yeah, bare minimum.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I see both sides. I think like regardless, however much money you making, you ask somebody to be there, you pay them something. You know what I mean? Pay them a little bit. But if they don't bring people, you know.
Well, yeah, like
I don't know.
it's because you always got to think about with everybody else. Like, they're always thinking, what's in it for me?
Yeah.
Comics just like, I'm important. I got to get on stage and make people laugh because I'm funny. And like, yeah, that's cool, man. But
I mean,
dude,
like,
we got bills to pay at this venue.
Yeah, no, I see both sides. Like, yeah, they gotta fill the room. I want to get paid $20, but also like, I should promote more because like, at a certain point, like that's the
gonna help
job.
you.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
that's the fucking job. Like,
And I
Should build a fan base.
it just feels like it feels corny talking about yourself. You know what I mean? That's what it really is. Like, it just feels corny to sell yourself, but that's the job.
That's marketing.
Yeah.
well, and it's funny because like you're easily one of the best in the scene, and you'd be good anywhere you're doing comedy.
Am I?
Yeah, you know that, but but you're also you're also conflicted in the sense of you don't put yourself out there, but then you got so many people that should never be putting themselves out there that you feel like you're getting grouped in with that. Like, I wouldn't legitimately send a booker or a club like, hey, I want to get some work here if I don't think I'm capable of handling that.
Right.
And I'm being realistic with yourself on that.
Yeah.
And also being confident is like, and not delusional. There's just a lot of delusion, and like their inboxes are definitely flooded with like all these people that you're like, bro, this guy's never made anyone laugh once, and he's like, I want to be a headliner. Like, you're like, what the fuck? Why? So I think with the best comedians, the same thing. I said this all the time. The best comedians, I think, always have a self-awareness about them.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Like, and other people that don't have that might actually be really funny, but they don't even know why they're funny.
You gotta have self-awareness just to know like if you're getting laughs or not. You know what I mean? Some people just like hearing themselves talk up there.
Oh, for sure. And you really, if you're taking it serious, you have to film or at least record your set so you can hear.
I've always felt like if you have a bad set, it's just like the only person that looks like an ass is you.
Yeah.
You know, it's only a reflection of yourself.
Yeah, and part of, it's where you're performing, and it's also like, yeah, you're trying new stuff, or like, man, it just didn't hit. Like, maybe you took too long to pause, or you were doing something else that took away from the punchline that made it, or somebody's phone rang and fucked up your punchline.
Or maybe you trash, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, that's the comedian's like traditional feel. Like, it never feels good to bomb, but it's also like it's just a part of the game. Like, and then
for me, it's like I'd rather tell you bombed out of love than like ride your dick, no pause. But like, I hate like, oh bro, you fucking killed that shit. It's like, all right, bro,
I want my fist bump. I want my fist bump when I tell you good set to mean something.
Yeah.
Like, because again, self-aware. Like, if you ate shit.
Yeah.
And somenever like, hey man, great set.
Yeah.
Like, shut the fuck up.
Or they
Fake.
Or they hit you with, hey, you'll get him next time.
Yeah, I've never seen Reece not kill at like the club. Break room doesn't count.
Yeah.
But like at the club, and then you were doing a House of Comedy spot. I can't remember that. You did so quick. You were like, you didn't stick around. I was like, "Ah, man, I was gonna hang out, but you didn't stick around, bro."
House of Comedy, some of those bombs, you gotta leave town after that shit, bro.
Well, that's because it's like, man, the crowd was there. They gave me the spot, and
Was it a weekend show?
I can't remember, but it was definitely enough people. No, it actually wasn't House of Comedy. It was New Faces. I think you opened like you're like how they put like someone in that first spot to start.
Yeah.
That was you, and like nobody really did well, but like if anybody should do well, especially with nobody else fucking it up, should be Reece. And like
with those shows though, sometimes the host be like killing the mood off the top, and those folks already aren't there for whoever the fuck that is.
Yeah. It was just a perfect storm of events that happened, but
I've had some bad ones at House of Comedy though.
Oh, House of Comedy is weird in how many times I've been heckled at that arena.
They get rowdy there.
They do.
I don't know what it is.
Those folks, they're old. They drink. You know what I mean? They don't do
Yeah.
nothing else but drink and maybe some blow and some fucking Viagra or something.
Yeah, it's
So
a
blood flowing either way.
It's a swingers.
it's a
part of
big
town, too.
cuck
Yeah,
energy,
it
big cuck energy
Yeah.
at their like. But yeah, you've had some great ones there and had some ones where it's like, yeah, you're like, fuck. It just feels. I can. It's way easier to live with a bomb that's like, that place sucked. But if the stage was set for you and you went up there and just didn't do well, you're like,
Bro, I was
Fuck.
at House Comedy and I was featuring it was Eddie Ift.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like middle of the pandemic, middle of COVID, whatever. And he didn't even get out the car. He said he was going to wait in the car until it was his time to come up and then he'll go on stage. So, it was, whatever. I go up on stage and I'm supposed to do like 20 minutes. And bro, I'm bombing. I'm bombing to the point where like time is in like 2x, bro. Just going.
oh, dude, yeah,
So I went through like all my jokes within like 8 minutes, and I made it to 10 minutes, and I'm just like looking at the crowd. They're looking at me. I'm like, guys, that's my time. I'm out of here. And I left 10 minutes early, bro. I just got off stage and I left. The host wasn't even in the room. Eddie Ift was in the parking lot doing whatever the fuck he was doing.
The stage was just empty.
Yeah, it was just empty, bro. I just left.
Well, yeah, because they don't have. I think they do now, like small, but still away. They don't have like a green room. You kind of got to sit up there.
It's like a locker room.
I totally get not wanting to sit in the room and like have your thoughts clouded.
Yeah.
As a comedian, like other people want to sit there and like see what happens before.
Yeah, I
The
like
best-
watching the room.
Yeah, the best is to have the thing in the green room, and then there's a door straight to the stage, which is like the best setups have that.
Yeah.
Again, it's all the environment. A lot of it's a magic show too.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta have the room cold, the drinks. I don't really fuck with the food, but maybe some finger food like fries or something. They gotta be a little tipsy, a little
Yeah.
fidgeting with something.
Yeah, like no phones.
Yeah, no phones.
All that shit. You've been to the mothership in Austin? How they fucking put your phone in a bag?
Nah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did that one time for something.
Was it a
though.
concert?
I think I maybe did it for, it was either Louis C.K. or maybe Bill Burr.
Yeah.
I went and saw fucking Louis. Oh, I saw him at one of those theaters downtown. And then I saw Bill Burr at the theater. I can't remember what the fuck the theater was.
Yeah. But if have you ever done a theater show?
Have I done a theater show? I don't think so. I've done a theater in the sense that I did the Ha Festival in 2021, so like 3 years ago. And it was in San Antonio. They flew us out and everything. And they had like this big ass venue, bro. It was so big. Like, I remember like there's like four different tiers where you could sit. It probably sat like
Was it
2,000 people.
Jesus.
Sounds like is it like an amphitheater?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And bro, it was huge. And then like we only had like 300 there.
Oh,
so you just see this big ass empty theater, bro.
Yeah.
And you just,
Yeah, that was. I haven't done a theater, but it's definitely again like you gotta break into it too. It's another environment that you gotta. But I feel like it'd be like your style, my style, both. We tell punchlines kind of. So like there's gonna be a lot of time filled with laughter because it's gonna take a while to.
It's hard to explain it to like regular people, but like the comedy club is just perfect, bro.
What's set up for that?
Yeah,
and a
exactly.
good one like Stir Crazy was my home club when I moved here.
I love Stir Crazy.
Yeah, they got it's perfect height. It's got the right amount of people into it. I think.
No, I like laughs, bro. In Tucson.
Yeah, dude.
That's so fun.
That place is so fun for no reason, bro.
Really, no reason.
I don't know what it is. Like,
if you're not killing there, it's on you.
for sure.
I remember Casey came up to me. I was there a couple months ago. I was doing feature sets, and host was just a super nice guy, and the crowd was that late night Saturday, kind of rowdy.
Yeah.
And he comes up to me, he's like, "Hey man, when you go up there, can you like not do so much of the pausing? These guys are pretty rowdy."
That fool's always got something.
Always
something to say. He's always worried about something.
Bro, I love when I'm driving over there and he's like, "Hey, show's at 7:00, buddy. Don't forget." I'm like, "I'm on the way, bro. I'm gonna be at the show."
He hit you with one of those texts too, huh?
One of the funniest things to me is, and I knew it would probably happen, is last year when I was hosting, Lamar was doing a show out there. And I was like, Laughs is just one of those clubs, like once you're in, you're in. It's just like the communication and getting a hold of him. Like if you don't know somebody who knows him.
Yeah.
Like I've emailed Casey and he'll email back right away and then nothing for months.
Yeah.
And then, but someone got me in there as a guest spot and you get on. So I was trying to do that for Lamar. I was like, yeah, pull up. And he didn't pull up, but I had already booked him that spot with Casey. And he was like, okay, he's good, whatever. And then, but Thomas Eskin shows up. And I'm like, I bet Casey would think that this is just Lamar.
Probably, yeah.
And he's like, Thomas, and I was like, yeah, bro, I bet you we can get you on. And he's like, this guy, this is your friend you sent me? I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, cool.
Just gave him another black guy.
And then, is this the guy? Yeah, that's the guy.
And then Thomas went up there. Dude, it's like
Thomas Eskin, he's the dude who kind of looked like Terrence Howard a little bit.
Yes, yeah. He did just fine. Laughs, like if you're not crushing it, Laughs, like it's on you.
Yeah.
Because they come ready to go. If you got merch, that's place I've seen to sell your merch.
Yeah.
Like I ran out of stickers in the first night.
They're good people over there, man. They started in New Mexico, made their way down to Tucson. The dad's cool. The brothers are cool.
Yeah.
Casey's a G, bro. I say that Casey, like sometimes the condos is full, and because they used to only have 2 bedrooms, now it's all 3, but like it'd be full. So I would just crash at Casey's house, and he's got all kinds of shit in there, bro. It's like a fucking like what's that weirdo museum where people go, like the Meow Wolf shit?
Yeah.
He's got like Meow Wolf type sculptures all over the place by like some crazy.
He's like a hype beast, right?
Yeah, he's like super
I noticed
into that
that
shit.
last time he was wearing like primitives and like he had like the Travis Scott like.
Yeah, he's into that shit, bro.
Yeah.
But then he also got like a dark side. He got all kinds of Call of Duty guns, bro. Like some crazy Glocks, some crazy ARs and shit.
Yeah, but none of it really would be a surprise once you like meet him.
He's
talk with him long enough, you're like, that makes sense.
The club's amazing, and then but he's also working like not like an owner. You know how like you got owner of the Improv out here or Stand Up Live, same guy.
That boy working,
but not there, right? Or I'm talking about the owners of the clubs. Like you never even see him.
Right, Casey's working.
Casey doing everything.
He's
answering
doing
the phone.
He's answering the phone. He's taking tickets. He's macking on hoes, bro. He's doing everything, bro. Casey be smooth with it.
Wiry guy, dude. But yeah, he goes. He asked me before I go. He's like, "So you can do 20?" I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." Like, I've hosted there when Zayd featured, and I was like, "Host gets 20 to 25." Like that's what I've always seen. So it's like, okay, I'll do that. And then he's like, "You can do 20?" I was like, "Yeah." I just assumed it was 20 to 25. And then he's like, "So you're gonna do like 15?" I was like, "You said 20. I thought it was 20, 25." He's like, all right. And he doesn't say anything. He just walks off. He goes and does more shit. And I'm up there, and he was giving me the light. I was only supposed to do 15. I did like 27. I was like, Gatsby said he was kicking the garbage can.
Dude, I lost it. He's over there. Does he not see me? And he like kicks the garbage can.
Yeah, because like in his head he has an idea of how the show is gonna go.
Yeah,
and he don't like no bullshit, bro. And I think he want to just get in and get out, bro. Like clockwork. He likes being there, but he also like wants to get the fuck out.
It's also probably the most stressful part of his week.
But that's kind of what you want from an owner or a producer. Like, man, don't worry about the comedy. Like, let that. All I want to hear is that people are laughing, and like, you know what I mean. Like, I'm not worried about this joke being fucking this offensive or this like fuck it. If people are laughing, fucking great, dude. Here's your check. Get the fuck out. Yeah, like I like that in that sense because it's none of the bullshit.
Yeah.
I just there's politics in everything you do. Especially like a comedy contest or something where now you're trying to compare. And it's like, I've heard this is a rumor. You did the House of Comedy contest this year and got out in the first round. I was like, that's
trash, bro.
Was it a bad set?
Nah.
No?
Never.
No. So I'm like, that's just, because I've done that contest a couple times now and you were there.
I've done that contest like 5 times, bro, and I've like almost won a handful of times. So for me, like at a certain point, it was just
Yeah.
like that
Well,
was like a good Tuesday spot to do.
That's what I'm saying. Like you take it as that as you get
Yeah.
older, you're not even wrapped up in the thing.
Nah.
But if you know, like you're in the finals tonight and there is $1,000, like I mean, shit, I would like that $1,000.
Yeah. I
More
mean,
than-
I've looked at that $1,000 a couple times. Like,
right there.
Oh yeah, I did that stir crazy one and got to the finals and was like, man, I really could use that 1,000.
oh, trust me.
I don't need the hardware. I don't need any of that. I'll take it, but I just want that.
Yeah.
That's-
I mean, I ain't gonna say nothing, but yeah, I've taken a few L's over there.
Sorry.
The best was
it ain't no rumor. I really that shit happened. I got knocked out first round.
oh yeah, I was just like, that's where I'm like, fucking contest, like,
But who knocked me out? Bet you can't name them.
right? That's yeah.
Where they at now?
Yeah, where they at now?
I think sometimes losing the contest too is like you kind of like that because you're like, all right, let me show you something.
I've had so much history at House of Comedy that like that contest like is like a small blimp.
yeah.
of
It's
whatever
it's
the
really
fuck is going
it's
on
really
over there.
a 5-minute set at like hopefully
Yeah.
you get on a Tuesday night. Like you were. I didn't even expect you to because you were like the closer at the first round that I was in this year.
Yeah.
And so I didn't even think you were in the contest. I didn't think that the closers were in the contest. It's usually like the whole thing. You really want to be closing out the shows and getting the $25 or whatever. I don't know if
Yeah.
they pay you for that, but
I think they threw me some gas money.
yeah, you want like that.
Yeah.
Reach is always there for some gas money.
For sure.
And you're not involved in the whole this is a contest thing and people being weird. You're just there, just like, all right, let me do my set.
Yeah.
So, but like that night, I destroyed. But the other 2 times I've done the contest is the room. I got heckled my whole set like last year. Like I couldn't even do. It was some black lady every fucking punchline just had something to say, and I'm just like, all right, but your
Yeah.
timer's going. It's like it doesn't make your set look good.
But then that's like when the experience kicks in, you learn not to even acknowledge those hoes, bro.
Oh yeah, it was one that had to be addressed because it was
Or
like
like you gotta just be like, bitch, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then it gets weird for a little bit, and then you just go back to telling jokes.
that would be that is funny.
You know how many times I've been in Albuquerque and I gotta be like, bitch, shut your fucking mouth, man. And then it just
Gets
back to
tense
normal.
for like a second,
Yeah.
and then you're like, all right.
Everyone starts clapping because yeah, a lot of people hate that heckler too. It's just like you just gotta. It just depends how you're doing at the time and how you
Yeah.
address it and what they really deserve. Like if you
Oh,
go too
bro,
hard,
I was getting heckled at the Improv a few weeks ago. Or no, when was it? Like maybe 2 months ago, and I just lost my cool, dog. I lost my cool, and because like the night before was cool, and then the headliner he has a whole like shtick he was doing. So like he was like, hey, can you take it easy on the crowd work because like you're stepping on some of my shit. So then I was like, all right, well I'm not gonna talk to the crowd at all. Then I'll just do my jokes.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. I start doing my jokes and this bitch start heckling me, bro. And then I'm just in my head, I was like, this fucking dude said not to say nothing to this bitch. And she just kept going and going. I was like, hey, you stupid white bitch, why don't you shut the fuck up, man? Like, I just can't remember exactly how it went, but
what type of crowd was it? Was it mostly white people?
it was like one of those like off nights.
Yeah.
Like one night or so. It was like a mixture, but like it was like some white chick. She was with some like Puerto Rican dude, and they were just drunk, and they would not shut up, bro. She said something about she like heckled one of my jokes about like pronouns or something. And I was drinking a Bud Light, and she's like, you're drinking Bud Light or something, trying to say that like,
Oh, like trying to tie it in
yeah.
with the whole, yeah.
And I was just like, I don't even know what I said to her. I just remember cussing her the fuck out, and I was just like, man. Like it ruined the whole
It
show.
would've been-
It wasn't no punchline in it.
Yeah.
It was just you just cussing her out.
Just
It would've-
literally assaulting this hoe.
It would have been funny to be like because I'm trans. It's just fucking
I
right.
said, what did I say? She's like, you have an allegiance to the LGBT. I was like, no, I got an allegiance to getting fucked up, lady.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then she said something else after that, and like the table kept talking. I was just like, y'all suck, bro. Like,
Yeah.
y'all fucking ruin
Yeah.
everything right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's still we're all human.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I fucking. But
It's not my finest moment, but
yeah, you still.
It is a moment.
There's times where you go on runs where you're like, man, I don't think I'll ever anything. And then you, fuck.
yeah.
You're like, yeah, you just that's just part of the game. But you just nobody actually really cares that much after it's all
No.
over. It's just not a memorable. How can you always have your best set every single time? Like that you'd have to top yourself every single time.
Yeah.
So not taking it too personally, but It is annoying. And that's what happened at the house. Every joke, dude, just something. And she did it. She did it to the first 3 people, and I was like, okay, and I did fine. Like I shut her up. But
they be drinking over there. That's what it is, bro.
Oh, dude, I've been kicked out of a comedy club as a audience member.
Yeah.
Early in comedy, like 2 weeks in, I went to somebody that I met through like a Facebook group for new comedians, and like she's like my writing partner or whatever, and she was doing a show at Nate Jackson's comedy club in Tacoma. It was like a showcase show where you do your 6 weeks of class, and then you do like a showcase, and friends and families all there.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go there. It's only like a 2-hour drive, and I drive up, and my friend I haven't seen in years lives up there. He lets me stay there, and I'm like, go get a bottle. And I'm the type of dude like, you're not gonna drink half this with me. You're gonna make me drink the whole thing.
Yeah. See, I can't let nobody drink alone. I begin.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was just like, all right, I got fucking whole bottle in of Tito's, and then went to the show. I got there late, and they sat me right in the front. I'm wasted, bro. And then I'm ordering doubles, like, and
Keeping it going.
and you know, if you know Nate Jackson, like he's a big crowd work guy, like drives on that, and he, 2 comedians in, points at me and says something, and I say something back and gets a laugh or whatever, like. I'm like, I'm part of the show now. So every comedian that's up there is getting heckled by me, bro. And I was like, I was so blacked out, I don't even remember getting kicked out. I guess I started like sleeping on the stage.
Damn.
My friend was just
Wore
like,
yourself out.
yeah, like I'd had it. And my friend was,
Like, man, this show sucks.
oh, dude, I'm a really good heckler. I can heckle. Have you been to Austin? There's a mic they do on like a Sunday night at Creek in the Cave. It's pretty much just all comedians. It's like a heckle mic. You go up and you do a minute like Kill Tony, and they have a panel of like comedians with microphones, and they just start taking shots at you. And then you can also be in the crowd and start taking shots.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, and it's such a fun show. Like some dudes were just getting it so bad.
Damn.
Like yeah, especially when you have a bad set, like which most of them do.
Yeah.
Went up there and just ate shit, and then they got their fucking. Some of those people might quit comedy after that. It's so hard to even get a heckle in because there's just somebody has something to say, and if you say something shitty from the crowd, they'll boo you and be like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, it's always fun to rag on somebody when they bomb too.
Oh yeah,
I don't know why. This shit's so fun.
it's more fun when it's your friend. But
like I've at the New Faces show. Like I've done it a few times where I start fucking with those fools because they're all anxious and they're new and like they want to be cool, but then they like and sometimes I know I'm never gonna see these fools again.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember there was one dude. He was up there. He was backstage hyping it up. He's like, "Yeah, I got everybody out there. I brought my peeps. Like I'm excited. I'm gonna kill this shit." He went up and he bombed, bro. I just remember like, damn, he's really up there bombing like that. And he came back and he was all defeated. And I just looked at him and was like, "Hey, you brought people for that, bro?" And he just looked at me and just walked out the room. I was like, "Damn."
probably killed himself.
Maybe.
I still remember the funniest thing I heard you say. It was like somebody got off of bombing at House of Comedy and they're like, "Man, it's probably the worst I ever bombed." And you looked at him and you're like, "Really?"
For real? You just gonna lie in front of us?
And you just walked away. Dude, I was dead.
Damn, I wish I knew who that was.
That's exactly why. Like, bro, like, yeah. If
Sometimes I like just being in the circle and then dropping a bomb and walking away.
oh yeah, dude, that's some of the funniest shit, dude. Yeah, Anthony and I were talking about that on the last one about the green room. When you crush in the green room, way better than the stage.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I did a contest. The only contest I ever won, it was at Stir Crazy. It was like for like the Rookie of the Year, and I came in there like, oh, this is mine. And I came in there and was just trolling everybody in the green room. Like anybody can get it tonight because this is gonna be my night. Don't always have that same mentality, but tonight I had it.
Yeah,
sure.
sometimes you go in there, you're like, "Oh, I'm on one right now." Like,
Yes, dude.
Like I'm firing on all cylinders.
Dude, yeah. Like I just something. I drank the right amount of beer. I smoked the right amount of something.
Yeah.
I'm feeling right. Yeah, and Yeah, one of the people on the contest like blocked me right after the show.
Damn. Had the haters right after.
I thought you weren't competitive. I thought you didn't like competitions. It's like this fucking lady who comments on one of my. I just put a funny ass. I've been on a tear putting comments on social media recently.
Dude.
Just like you ever get in the mood? I don't know if you're like that on there, but like when I'm on there and I'm in the mood like that, like I'll fire off like 6 bangers. Just
I'll leave comments in there knowing that the homies are gonna see it.
Yeah.
So it's just like an Easter egg for the homies to find.
yeah.
Bro, so what's how I was getting some Ice Spice reels popping through my algorithm, bro, and it was like one of those ones that like a fan page cuts up.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like her shaking her ass and this and that. So I left a comment on it. I was like, I know it stinks. And then so like a few months later, I forgot about it. And then this other comedian from LA, this chick Sophie Buttles, she just sends it back to me. She's like, Reece, really? And I was just like, my bad. I was chilling.
Dude, yeah, she probably laughed though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you never know. That's the thing when you're in the crowd mentality. People pretend that they're this thing, but it's like one-on-one. You're probably laughing at this.
Yeah.
Why else would you see it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude, I left one. This dude's a comedian. I just did it yesterday. I was so proud of it. It's like, it's disgusting when you're so proud of it because you know I'm setting a bait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's this dude. He's a comedian out there. He posts like 3 pictures like by the water. And he's naked, but he just had like a leaf covering. And I said,
He's from here?
No, he's from Portland.
Oh.
And I said, yeah. No, yeah, I was like, yeah, Portland. But I commented and was like, and he's a black guy, right? So you get treated different out there being black. It's almost an advantage in a lot of sense. But I said this looks like a photo that was taken moments before the slave catcher caught you and put you on a boat.
Oh my God, bro.
Man, 5 minutes in, this lady just fucking another comedian from like a Seattle area.
Yeah.
You already know what type, man. Colored hair type shit. It was what? And I went and clicked on her profile, and she had pronouns in there.
She had the flag.
The septum piercing. Her bio was like professional hater, blah, or like professional badass, some stupid shit. Like, oh, really? Okay, well.
Professional shit talker.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, really? And so I just I showed it to my girlfriend. I was like, look at this lady. Look what she said. And then she was like, oh, I just always respond with the same exact thing. She was like, wait, what? And so I just took the same message. And I said the same thing again, but I said, like, this looks like a photo that was taken moments before him was captured by a slave catcher. Just change, like, oh, yeah, let me change the pronouns real quick. Yeah, my bad. And then
the term she would understand.
Yeah. And then someone else comments on to my comment. It's a black dude. Like, saying, like, laugh my ass off.
Yeah.
It was like, made me think of, like, that feeling when someone, like, when you make a joke about a certain group, and it's always the same white liberal people that get upset about something, but it crushes with the actual group, and you're like, you know, like
people just want to be like, they either want to save the day, like that bitch, and in the same person, like she also want to be so different that she's like all that fucking pronoun shit.
Well, it's like, yeah, it's this thing of being so different that there's so many just like you, like shut the fuck up.
Like I was in Tucson and this dude, came up to me and we were talking. I don't remember what we were talking about, but he's like, "Yeah, I'm a minority." I'm looking at him. I'm like, "Cause you're Mexican." He's like, "Yeah, I'm Mexican and I'm bisexual." I was like, "Being a bisexual don't make you minority, bro. It just make you a little gay, like that."
Bimexual.
Yeah, bro. It's on that bullshit.
You just don't know what you want.
Yeah, you're just too horny for your own good.
Yeah, that's fair, but it's annoying when that's like becomes their whole basis of jokes. Like, and that's cool. Like if you got that and that's who you are. Have 5 minutes about it. Make sure it's good, but for 30 minutes, bro, or for this, like that's not.
Yeah, it's not a lecture.
I hate when people take this one thing that they are and they got to make it everything. Like, what about your life though? Like, what about just like what'd you do yesterday? That has nothing to do with anything of your race or your religion. That was fucking. What the fuck is your dad like? Like, tell me something. Tell me about your stupid fucking uncle.
Yeah.
Tell me
why you like this,
dude.
Why you fucked up like this?
Yeah, it made me think about those people. They're the same people that are always like, you need to go to therapy. You need to. They're always talking about this therapy thing, and I'm like, if you're all this cancel culture thing, why would you not just cancel a therapist for telling you what you really need to hear? And then just, if I was a money guy and being in therapy, I would tell you what you want to hear. You know, like you're not trying to make yourself better. You're not trying to be better for the people around you. You're just.
For me, it's like therapy is like, I'm not gonna pay a stranger to listen to me and tell me how I should. Like, you don't even know me.
There's a principle behind that that's good, because like it's like in business too, or like when you're a consultant, like no emotion. I have no ties to you. I don't give a fuck. I don't have to see you outside of this. I'm gonna just tell you the third party outside perspective that you might need to hear. I think that stuff's important, but it's got to be, you got to want to hear it, want to hear like, oh, okay, that makes sense, and then also want to change.
I know one time I was at the homie's house and his lady, she's like a behavioral analyst type person. Like that's what she does for work. She like works with those types of kids that are like, you know what I'm talking about?
Right. Yeah. They don't know. They probably don't know how to handle when someone's just
right. So she like knows all the behavioral traits and shit like that, right? And
yeah,
we're talking about like my dating life, and she started breaking me down, bro.
Yeah.
And she was breaking me down to a T. I was like, hey, just stop talking.
Relax.
Yeah, it's too accurate right now.
That's on that like when someone gives you advice, like, bro, if I didn't pay for you to tell me this, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's why I try not to tell anybody. Like, there's always a coach in me that like, if I see someone in comedy that I think like, man, you got it. You got to just like this.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to just go up out of my way to say that to you if you didn't ask me or say something like, or if you ask me, I'm going to tell you like, oh, that fucking sucked. Or that was, but that's the thing. People don't always want the advice. They just want to live on the high of something.
Yeah.
That's why you got to have friends that will fucking, I realize that like, why don't I just tell this guy what he needs to hear? But I'm almost like, he's not really my friend though.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't even need the confrontation right now in my life to do this because he didn't ask for it.
And they're like, sometimes these people don't even know they're on on that bullshit. You know, you go to tell them some advice and they're thinking like it's like the best thing. Like whatever bullshit they're doing is the best thing to ever live. You know what I mean? They don't even realize what they're doing is trash. They think they're amazing in their own head.
Yeah,
it's like a waste of time trying to help some of these people.
Correct. Yeah, they're just gonna suck up your time. And like you naturally learn to avoid a lot of that and stay away from it.
They always have like a rebuttal to what you're saying. It's like, I'm not taking anything away from what you're doing. It's just like, this is what you could do to be better. I don't need you to be like, yeah, but I had this. You know.
Yeah, and a good self-aware person who would know who you are would have the respect to be like, he probably knows what he's talking about. Yeah. If you went up to like Gabriel Iglesias and told him, he might be like, "Who the fuck?"
Yeah.
But
bro, if you can't tell yourself that you bombed, like, don't even talk to me. You know what I mean? I don't want to deal with that shit.
And a bomb for you might be for someone else like the best set of their life. Right. Like, yeah, I mean, I still got laughs, but like, I was really trying to get this one new bit in, and that's the one that didn't work. And that's what I was testing tonight, and then out here, I think the biggest advantage that you'll see with comedy, it's so hard to get to that. Once you're at that headliner level and you can make that kind of money and have this brand, like I feel like it all comes together. Yeah. But before that, it's the whole struggle of just trying to stay in, make it to shows, just get by till something could happen. Yeah. What were we talking about before that?
Shit, he lost I was like, man, this dude's spitting right now.
Yeah, right. I kind of got lost in it too. I was like, oh shit, I put my microphone down and shit.
Well, we're talking about bombing. I was trying to make a good point about that. But you ever done that when you smoke weed? That you could be spitting, and then like as the words are leaving your mouth, your brain like you're like, wait, what?
You're like squirrel.
Pretty much, dude. But bombing is a big part of comedy.
We're about time, anyways.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, it's hot in here.
It is. It's hot everywhere.
Yeah. ReeceMuniz.com.
Oh yeah. Any shout outs? Anything you want to promote?
When does this come out?
2 weeks.
Oh, in 2 weeks. Just check me out, ReeceMuniz.com. I got some dates on there later in August and October. I'll be in LA late August, and then New Mexico sometime in October. So, yep, hit that link, follow, subscribe.
It'll be in
double tap.
I'll have all the links to all your stuff in the show notes, so people can go down there and click and follow.
Hell yeah, we still got a hoop.
Man,
whenever
you got to pay me, dude.
All right, $20 gas money.